Lord Rama exile of 14 years. How many of you, we know the Ramayana, we have heard it, but how many have firm belief and conviction in that this is a reality? And reality means what you can experience. So actually you can experience that. Why I can say that? Because a little experience I have with me. When the Rama from Ayodhya is going on exile, there is a route he followed, there is a terrain, there is a track he followed, and that track is still present. Maybe some of the track there is modernization, there is urbanization, but not whole, because the terrain, the track had followed forest, deep forest, mountains, where still there is no urbanization. So these are present. As I said, I started as a non-believer, and I don't say anybody should believe on anything, but there are so many things which you can experience, but there is nobody who can take you there, who can make you that experience, feel that thing. I have been to one place on a mountain which was one of the place where Lord Rama stayed for few months or few time. And it was very adventurous journey. Being in a jeep, there was no track in between, it was all hollow, and there were two tracks, not very wide. But because the driver was local, it was not allowed to go on jeep, but if you don't go in jeep, it would take 2-3 days to reach. So he said, I will take the jeep over there. So it was every moment you will feel that you are gone. But he is taking you somehow. And that place where the mountain would start, he stopped, and then you have to go walking. It took almost 3 hours to reach. And then you reach to a mountain where a small hut is there. Very, very small hut. Small means that nobody can enter inside. It's very small. And in that small hut, there are 2 footprints present. And those footprints are believed to be Lord Rama's footprints. There is an old man, priest, who comes every day there, and afternoon he leaves. So that place, when you go again, you get connected. You feel the truth. At that, from sitting here, we can deny that thing, it can't happen. But when you reach there, when you sit there for a moment, a few moments, you start feeling that it's 100% true. It's the truth. You want to believe that it's Lord Rama footprint. And then from there, other side, there are stairs going down. And very, very deep. When you follow those stairs, you find a small pond. All surrounded by high kind of mountains and hills, and almost 50-60 square feet of round area where that pond is, and there is complete silence there. No noise of any bird, any insect, any animal, complete silence. But that silence is not horrible or make you afraid. You haven't felt that silence ever. It's a kind of silence. First time you would know what silence is. being in jungle, on the mountain, then down there must be some noise of any bird or anything, but it's complete silence and a different peaceful silence. So there were 4 people. I was just sitting. The stairs were going directly to the pond and finishing there. So just 1 or 2 steps next to the pond, I just sat there and other people were standing behind. And the man, he said, this is called Sita Kund. A local man who brought us there, he said, this is called Sita Kund, and this is a place, and Lord Rama was staying on this mountain where the hut is. Mother Sita used to come here for bath. And this place is a place where no snake comes, because Lakshmana was not allowed there. Lord Lakshmana was always with Lord Rama. So he was not allowed there to come to this pond. So therefore even today, no snake comes there. Because Lord Lakshmana is a form of Sheshnag, incarnation of Sheshnag, he was believed to be. So therefore, even today, no snake comes there. I was listening, I was just sitting and feeling and experiencing the silence, observing the silence. Then, just other side of the pond, it was not even that wide, this hall is less than this wide. Little bit less, 5-6 feet less than this. The other side of the pond, the golden snake just came and he was drinking water or what he was doing. So it was seen there. Then I just shown him, let's see, there is a snake. He just said that snakes are not allowed there because it is Sita Kund. But immediately the snake is seen there. So he was feeling a bit embarrassed because just he said, immediately the snake was seen. And other people were just looking at him, amusing him. Then I said, maybe it's a female. It's a female snake. It can be. Because you can see the things in any way. It's how you want to see things. You have to respect the man. He is local. If he is saying so, there is a belief, there is a faith behind this, what he is saying. You cannot do. Cannot go against faith, can't offend the faith. So, another argument. So then we sat for 20 minutes or so. We had to go back and it's a long time journey and also we came back. If another word I say the same thing, what was true in that time, when Lakshmana had no access, because we create stories, we make beliefs, we attach our faith. Why today no snake should come there? That period is over now. The time is gone. It's a simple jungle or a place. Any animal would be coming to drink water. So the simplicity says that simply it can happen. Maybe in that period it was like that. But now it's different. Why that place, a pond in a jungle which is a source of water, should not be used? Why? The animals and birds and creatures, which stay there, lives there. So anyway, I mean, there are so many things in life which we see them with different corner, different ways, but it can be seen in other way. So what is the truth? Everything is mystic. How you see things, how you believe, how you are grown up, you see things that way. It could be totally different. And then you have perception and you carry on with your perception. You go on, you have fear because of this. Sometimes you have something else, sometimes you have something else. And it keeps going to the next generation. So, in this nature, in this world itself, there are very, very sacred, divine, vibrated places are present, which are not accessible. We don't know. You sit there, you do 1 hour sadhana, it would be equal to your 40 days sadhana or maybe more, because you are connected immediately. But we are being kept away from the Tantra because the world has to take its course. There should be work, actions, reproduction. What should move on? Everything should move on. One more example I give you. There is a place called Khajuraho in India, in Madhya Pradesh. And that is not a very big town, very small town. Khajuraho is a place known all over the world, even by the United Nations. It is recognized by United Nations. That is the place where you have only and only erotic temples. And those temples are not fixed or constructed with cement or with anything, just rock on rock. And very, very big temples. In whole town there is only erotic temples, there is nothing else. Very few people live there. So many temples. And they tell a story behind this, that there was this span of time or a time when everybody was so inclined towards spirituality that he was bypassing these three, dharma, artha, kama, and going directly to search for the moksha in that area. So the elders were very afraid with all these things. So just to stop them, these temples were constructed and created so that people would re-incline towards life, towards reproduction, towards marriage and all. So what I talk about many times here, that there is a impression, there is an influence of an age. Age means the Kali Yuga or the age, modern age we are living in. There is influence of that. So at that moment when you go back and just listen to those stories or experience those places, you find that the time was different. People were running away from the things where we are inclined, where we want to merge, where we like to drown ourselves. They were going away, and to stop them, the other things, the opposite, were created and constructed. So there is always the time, the place, the society, the family, the people, where you are living, with whom you are living. I always talk about the company and atmosphere, two things. The company of people you are living in, the atmosphere you are living in, you are sitting in, that plays a very, very important role in your spiritual journey. Because they made your strong perception towards any certain thing, and then you follow that perception. You would not believe having a strong perception, strong opposite perception, that is worldly perception or material perception, that there is pure and pure spirituality present where you can get immediately connected. Therefore, I have to experience that. But again, where I am giving my most of the time and most of the action are being given to which world? Obviously, it is in the world. So when it is in the world, that would prevail, that would be having more influence on your life. Then we have questions, then we have queries, then we have curiosities. Why this is not like this? Why? So there are reasons present in our life itself. Everything belongs to experience. Experience counts more than anything we know. And experience is very, very simple. Immediate connection without knowing anything. Without even being a non-believer. Now even we believe, we spend time, we have years of journey and experience. Still we struggle, we fluctuate. That vanish immediately. So how? Because that's sacred vibrations are automatically working. वो अपना काम कर रही है. And then I'm having the experience, I'm totally disconnected. What we say, the very ordinary fundamental question being following spiritualities, I can't concentrate. Concentration is one of the biggest problem. So to bring concentration, to pull concentration deliberately, where the place is already occupied with so many things, where there is no place for the concentration, the subject, the subtle element which you want to experience, there is no place for that. We are already over-occupied. So then concentration can't come deliberately or pulling it or struggling for it. It's not a struggle. A spiritual life is not a struggle. If it is a struggle, then who will come for struggle to join the spirituality? Spirituality means the bliss, peace, happiness, enlightenment. That is spirituality. So what is not happening, don't do it. If there is no concentration, what is the need of concentration? Don't concentrate. You can't force yourself in anything in this. There are techniques, methods to concentrate. The concentration is something, concentration and focus. If you are focused, your concentration would be there. But what concentration is, that is not 1 hour meditation, 2 hour meditation, or 15 minutes, 2 minutes. Concentration is 24 hours. Concentration, it belongs to your perception, your faith, your conviction. If that would turn, then no physical activity activity or deliberate practice, this would not be required anymore. Body can be twisted, soul remains as it is. So that is a lifelong process. The concentration, being in process, you are in the process, you are concentrated, you are focused, and everything else is taken care of. So the importance is created by itself, and when that importance is present, it will keep me engaged, keep my conviction associated with it. It would not be fluctuated, it would not go here and there. You do sadhana here, sitting here, so it does not mean that sadhana is not followed by the people who were totally engaged and concentrated doing sadhana only. The same sadhana, the same mantras are being practiced by them. It is nothing different. Only thing is the atmosphere, the environment, the company, the side effects of the world, society and people, those are present. And those are present, your emotions are fluctuated, you get fascinated, you get attracted, you get this, you get that. It's a constant fluctuation problem. So what is not available, what cannot be traveled, experienced, I'm trying to tell you that things are really present. Those can be called as a true sacred places, which are not easily accessible, where nobody takes you, where the people don't want you, though they belong there, they don't want you to come there. They don't want to entertain you there. So that is why Tantra is kept secret. The fear is attached with Tantra. The wrong practices are attached with Tantra. The black magic is attached and associated with Tantra. So these things are being created so that people would not think, they should remain away, they should refrain from this kind of thing. So therefore, I just want to remove that veil about the negativity about Tantra, that Tantra is not what we believe or we have perception. Tantra is a very beautiful experience, it's a very beautiful thing. And it's a fortune that we are getting encounter with the Tantra, we are having experience of Tantra in a positive way, we are listening that, we are feeling that. So this is how these two different streams are. The worldly way of dharma, artha, kama, moksha, and one is Tantra way. So Tantra means again the quick action, the quick delivery. Now the deity Chinnamasta, that is the one who cut her own head by a knife or sword. जो स्वरूप छिन्नमस्ता का है, ये तो हम जान ही गए कि 10 महाविद्याओं में एक महाविद्या है छिन्नमस्ता, धूमावती, ये ऐसी महाविद्याएं इनको ग्रस्त से दूर रखते हैं। वो भय उनके बारे में ज़्यादा है। छिन्नमस्ता की जो छोटी सी कहानी है कि छिन्नमस्ता का स्वरूप क्यों आया, क्यों छिन्नमस्ता बनी, आदि शक्ति पार्वती को क्यों छिन्नमस्ता होना पड़ा, ये छोटा सा ये कहानी है, इसको कहानी समझो। क्योंकि कोई कारण तो देना है, कोई कारण होना चाहिए। कहानी छोटी सी ये है कि माता पार्वती अपनी 2 सेविकाओं के साथ भ्रमण कर रही हैं। नदी पास में देख के उनका स्नान करने का इच्छा होती है, वो स्नान करने उतर जाती है। सेविकाएं बाहर खड़ी हैं जो भूखी हैं बहुत, वो बार बार खाने के लिए कुछ मांग रही हैं। और माँ पार्वती को स्नान में आनंद आ रहा है, वो उनको थोड़ी देर रुकने के लिए बार बार कह रही है। तो जब वो बहुत बेचैन हो जाती हैं दोनों कि अब हमसे नहीं रहा जा रहा, बहुत ज़्यादा भूखे हैं, तो वो निकल के अपना सर काट के और उससे जो खून की धाराएं, 3 धाराएं जो निकलती हैं कि मैं अपना जो रक्त है वो तुम्हें भोजन के रूप में देती हूँ, क्योंकि वहाँ कुछ था नहीं भोजन के लिए, खाने के लिए, तो मेरे रक्त से अपनी भूख मिटाओ। तो जिसने अपनी गर्दन स्वयं काट दी, सर खुद काट दिया, वो छिन्नमस्ता हो गई। तो ये छोटी सी कहानी है। अब इस कहानी का इंटरप्रिटेशन वो अलग अलग बहुत सारे हैं, अलग अलग रूप में उसको अलग अलग तरह से देखा जा सकता है। तो क्योंकि ये एक महाविद्या है, ग्रेट विजडम है, तो इसको दोनों तरह से देखा जाता है। एक कुंडली जागरण के लिए और दूसरी सांसारिक जीवन की कार्यों के लिए और उपलब्धियों के लिए, सांसारिक लाभ के लिए, दोनों तरह से इसको देखा जाता है। वैसे तो जितनी भी महाविद्या हैं, सारी 10 महाविद्याओं का बहुत गहरा संबंध कुंडली जागरण से है, कुंडली से है। तो जो भी जब भी तुम यहाँ आते हो, हम प्रवचन हो रहा है या साधना हो रही है या क्रिया योग का कोई सेशन हो रहा है या कोई यज्ञ हो रहा है, कुछ भी हो रहा है, ये सारा जो कार्यक्रम है, जो कुछ चल रहा है, ये वास्तव में उस कुंडली जागरण के लिए ही चल रहा है। ये अलग नहीं है। अब उसमें कहानी भी है, उसमें बहुत सूक्ष्म और सटल एक्सप्लेनेशन भी है, हर तरह की चीज़ उसके अंदर है, लेकिन उद्देश्य जो है वही है कि कुंडली जागरण की ओर चेतना को बढ़ाए। बाकी सारी चीज़ें वो साइड बाय साइड है और जो लाभ है। तो जो रुकी नहीं उसके लिए कि चलो कहीं भोजन देखते हैं, खोजते हैं, अपना शीश काट के, जो तंत्रा मैंने कहा इमीडिएट एक्शन, तो इमीडिएट एक्शन करके उस आवश्यकता को पूरी करना, तुरंत एक्शन करके उस आवश्यकता को पूरी करना। तो जीवन की जो आवश्यकताएं हैं उनको पूरा करना, वो धन से संबंधित हो, वो किसी और पारिवारिक चीज़ से संबंधित हो, मेरे रोजगार, मेरे कार्य से संबंधित हो, किसी भी तरह से संबंधित जो सांसारिक आवश्यकताएं हैं उसको पूर्ति करने वाली जल्दी। तो ये एक उसका वो है। अब इसका जो पूरा वो देखेंगे तो नीचे कमल के पुष्प के ऊपर रति और कामदेव, जो संभोग रत है, जो कोपुलेशन उसमें है, उस कमल के ऊपर, रति और कामदेव के ऊपर माता छिन्नमस्ता खड़ी है। और फिर वो 2 अटेंडेंट्स खड़ी हैं साथ में, और वो रक्त की धारा उसमें जा रही है। तो ये पूरा फॉर्मेशन है, ये पूरा का चित्रण है। तो कमल का पुष्प जो दिखाता है वो पूर्ण जागृति दिखाता है, संपूर्ण जागृति। और क्योंकि जो कमल के पुष्प पे रति और कामदेव संभोगरत हैं, वो उस एनर्जी को दिखाता है, जो सेक्सुअल एनर्जी, जो ऊर्जा हमारे भीतर है, मूलाधार के स्थान को दिखाता है। मूलाधार के स्थान पे वो संचित है ऊर्जा, जो ऊर्जा ऊपर की ओर दूसरे चक्रों की ओर प्रवाहित होनी है। तो इसका अर्थ ये है कि जो काम है वो रिप्रोडक्शन के लिए है, रीबर्थ के लिए है, उसके लिए उसका उपयोग होगा। संसार की रचना, संसार को चलाने के लिए, और फिर उससे ऊपर उठते हुए जब ऊपर की ओर जाते हो तो और सांसारिक गुण और सांसारिक चीजें उसमें आती हैं। स्वादिष्ठान में, मणिपुर में, पहले संसार से मैं पूर्णता चाहता हूं। अब पूर्णता, कोई आदमी एक लेबर है, वो उसमें भी अपने को, उसका कोई एम्बिशन नहीं है, वो उसमें उसका काम चल रहा है, वो खुश है, तो वो पूर्ण हो गया। और कोई आदमी कितना भी बड़ा हो जाए फिर भी उसका एम्बिशन है, चीज़ है, उसको और चाहिए, मोर एंड मोर एंड मोर, मोर का कोई अंत नहीं होता। तो जब एक स्टेट पे जब आप पहुंच जाते हैं मणिपुर चक्र के स्थान पे, तो वो संसार की जो अधिकतम मेरी वो है, जो मैं, जहाँ पर मैं संतुष्ट होता हूँ, ए पॉइंट वेयर आई गेट fully contented and satisfied to myself, वो उस पॉइंट पे आ गया। अब ऊर्जा जब ऊपर की ओर चलेगी तो वो आध्यात्मिक लोक में प्रवेश कर जाएगी और आध्यात्मिक चरणों को चढ़ने का वो क्रिया चल जाएगी। तो अब सबके साथ एक सा नहीं होगा, क्योंकि हम अलग अलग फील्ड में अलग अलग काम कर रहे हैं, अलग अलग स्वभाव है, अलग अलग इन्फ्लुएंस है, सब अलग अलग है। तो जो आदमी कहीं पर संतुष्ट है, किसी चीज से संतुष्ट है, दूसरा उससे माइल्स आगे है, बहुत ज्यादा समृद्ध है, लेकिन फिर भी संतुष्ट नहीं है। तो इसकी कोई फिक्स या वो नहीं है कि भाई ऐसा हो गया तो अब इसके बाद ऐसा। माई कंटेंट और माई कंटेंटमेंट इज नॉट can't be compared with somebody else, क्योंकि मेरा अपना एम्बिशन है, मैं अपना किस परिवार में बड़ा हूँ, कैसे मेरा ग्रोथ हुआ है, कैसे ग्रोन अप हुआ हूँ, कैसे मेरे माता पिता की शिक्षा है, क्या इन्फ्लुएंस है, कहाँ मैं पढ़ा हूँ, कोई यूरोप में पढ़ा, कोई यहाँ पढ़ा, कोई इंडिया में पढ़ा, वो सारी चीज़ें प्रभावित करती हैं, प्रभाव रखती हैं, और उसी हिसाब से मैं सोचता हूँ, देखता हूँ, मेरे एम्बिशन बनते हैं, मेरी डिज़ायर बनती है। हर आदमी एक साथ संतुष्ट नहीं हो सकता, सबका अलग अलग है, लेकिन जब भी होगा तो वो उस चरण को पार करके, सांसारिक चरण को पार करके, कि यहाँ मेरा जो है वो सब बैलेंस्ड है, संतुलित है, चल रहा है, वो आगे की ओर बढ़ जाएगा और आगे के चरणों में चला जाएगा। तो ऊर्जा वही है जो मूलाधार में स्थित है, लेकिन वो काम से बढ़ती हुई ऊपर की ओर मोक्ष की ओर चल दी, और बीच में धर्म और अर्थ को, ड्यूटी विद जस्टिस, अपना काम करते हुए, जो भी मेरा प्रोफेशन है, जो भी मेरा कार्य है, उसको न्याय के साथ करते हुए मैं अर्थ अर्थात धन और अपनी जरूरतों को पूरी करते हुए वो चीज टेकन केयर हो गई है, उसको संभाल लिया, तो आगे वो मोक्ष की ओर चल पड़ा। तो ये पूरी क्रिया है जो कि साधारण किसी व्यक्ति के साथ नहीं होती। मणिपुर तक कोई जाएगा तो जाएगा, वहाँ उसका जीवन समाप्त हो जाएगा, मृत्यु हो जाएगी, चला जाएगा, फिर वही चलेगा, वहाँ तक पहुँचेगा, नष्ट हो जाएगा, चला जाएगा। आगे की क्रिया तक हमें गाइड करने वाला, क्योंकि सिस्टम हमें गाइड नहीं करता, जो समाज है वो हमें गाइड नहीं करता, हमारे स्कूल्स हमें गाइड नहीं करते, हमारे टीचर्स हमें गाइड नहीं करते, वो सिस्टम में नहीं है। मोक्ष इज नॉट इन द सिस्टम ऑफ सोसाइटी, वर्ल्ड एंड स्कूल, एजुकेशन, इन एनीथिंग। मोक्ष इज नॉट पार्ट ऑफ दैट। तो इसलिए धर्म अर्थ काम, ये तीन चीजें चलती हैं। पढ़ो, कमाओ, विवाह करो, मर जाओ, दैट्स इट। इससे ज़्यादा क्या करते हो? एंड रीड अबाउट मोक्षा, जस्ट रीड एंड नो अबाउट इट, उसकी तरफ चलो नहीं। तो जब यहाँ बैठे हो, जब गुरु के पास आते हो, तो गुरु का अल्टीमेट उद्देश्य वही होगा, हर चीज में वही होगा। बाकी सारी चीजें मैं डिस्कस करता हूँ, बोलता हूँ, कहता हूँ, लेकिन वो मेरा पार्ट नहीं है। वो तो एवरीबडी इज टेकिंग केयर ऑफ दिस, सारी सोसाइटी, समाज, तुम सब खुद भी तुम उसके लिए सचेत हो, विजिलेंट हो अबाउट योर वर्क, अबाउट योर प्रोफेशन, अबाउट योर फैमिली, अबाउट एवरीथिंग एल्स, एंड सेल्फ मोटिवेटेड भी हो, सोसाइटी मोटिवेटेड हो, वर्ल्ड मोटिवेटेड हो, फैमिली मोटिवेटेड हो, गाइडेड हो, तो वो चीज़ ऑटोमेटिक चल रही है। जो हर बार कहता हूँ कि उसके लिए मुझे कोई एक्स्ट्रा प्रयास नहीं करना है। सो दैट थिंग इज टेकन केयर ऑफ। अब कोई लोअर है, कोई ऊंचा है, कोई मिडिल है, वो चीज़ें अलग अलग हैं। हर एक की स्टेट, फाइनेंशियल स्टेट, फैमिली स्टेट, वो अलग अलग हो सकती है। एंड एक्सपीरियंस, वर्ल्डली और फैमिली एक्सपीरियंस, वो अलग अलग हो सकते हैं, लेकिन अपनी सामर्थ्य के अनुसार, अपनी स्ट्रेंथ के अनुसार हम उसकी देखभाल कर रहे हैं, उसको करने का प्रयास कर रहे हैं। Still I entertain that part, because if that part is not been entertained and taken care of, आप आगे की चीज़ नहीं समझ सकते, आप आगे को नहीं जाओगे। तो मैं जिस भी अवस्था में हूँ, जैसा भी हूँ, वॉट एवर स्टेट ऑफ फैमिली, फाइनेंस, वर्क, इन वॉट एवर स्टेट आई एम, बीइंग इन दैट स्टेट, मैं उस मोक्ष की ओर चल सकता हूँ। उसको इम्प्रूव किया जा सकता है, बट उसका तो कोई अंत नहीं है। व्हाट इज द हाइट ऑफ बीइंग मटेरियली और फाइनेंशियली सक्सेसफुल, उसका कोई अंतिम पड़ाव नहीं है। मोक्ष का तो फिर भी एक अंतिम वो है, बीइंग रिच देयर इज नो एंड। या प्रोग्रेस इन लाइफ मटेरियली, गेटिंग हायर डेजिग्नेशंस, हायर स्टेजेस, देयर इज नो एंड। कितना भी चल सकते हैं आगे से आगे। तो जिस भी स्टेट या अवस्था में हम हैं, उसी को इम्प्रूव करते हुए, हम फाइनल स्टेज की तरफ, मोक्ष की ओर चलते रहें। तो ये गुरु का कार्य है कि गुरु हमें हर तरह से एंटरटेन करते हुए भी उस मोक्ष की ओर चलाता है और ले जाता है। और उस मोक्ष के लिए सांसारिक, तांत्रिक या जिस भी प्रकार की मेथड्स, क्रिया जो भी बनानी है, जो भी उपयोग करनी है, वो उसमें की जाती है। हमारे सारे संशय दूर किए जाएं, हमारे सारे डाउट्स दूर किए जाएं, हमारे सारे भय दूर किए जाएं, जिससे कि हम एक्सेप्टेंस आए, सबसे पहले रिकॉग्निशन आए उन चीज़ों की, वो एक्सपीरियंस आए, वो बिलीफ आए, वो कन्विक्शन आए दैट देयर इज समथिंग लाइक लिबरेशन। एंड लिबरेशन कैन बी एक्सपीरियंस्ड व्हाइल लिविंग, क्योंकि हम बहुत सारे संबंधों में इमोशनली वी आर interconnected, engaged in so many things. We want liberation from that. क्योंकि ये जो इमोशंस हैं हमारे, जो बहुत ज़्यादा डिस्टर्बेंस पैदा करते हैं, जो हमें स्थिर नहीं होने देते, संसार से, परिवार से बहुत सारे जुड़े हुए, वो सबसे पहले वो सेटल होने चाहिए। वो कहते हैं कि तटस्थ, न्यूट्रल इमोशंस अबाउट एवरीथिंग इन द वर्ल्ड। इट मीन्स धर्मा मीन्स ड्यूटी विद जस्टिस। दिस इज माई ड्यूटी टुवर्ड्स माई हस्बैंड, माई वाइफ, माई चिल्ड्रन, माई वर्क, माई colleague, my boss, my company, I am doing it with justice. That is my role. Now, if that is not progressing, not working well, that is not like it should be, what I feel. So, this is not my work to suffer emotionally or be disturbed emotionally for that. Because dharma is, I have done my duty with justice, that what I could do. And I am advising the right thing. On somebody's behalf, if you suffer, you remain disturbed, that would not bring change. That would not change anything. So this is dharma. These things go very straightforward. And that happens, how you can be like this? Because when we are emotionally weak, we are attached with the things, we have expectations from others, maybe object, machine, people, relatives, friends, then you are very, very weak. Your position is very, very weak. And in those weak positions, you suffer. Being weak, you will always suffer. Being strong, you will not suffer. You have expectation from yourself that you are not able to justify and you are not able to accomplish. So how can your expectation from others would be fulfilled and accomplished and completed? It cannot happen. So that experience and change and transformation, it comes through the rising of awareness, through the Kundalini Jagaran, through the discourses, long term. It's a long term connection, long term relationship, lifelong relationship. Because being one, you have relationship with the word that is lifelong. So being spiritual, you have a connection with your guru that is lifelong. It can't be transitory, it can't be temporary, short time. Then you would be diluted, you will be swallowed. It's a long-term game. And in long term, when you are reformed, you are transformed, you deal with everything in your terms. And your terms are how? Your terms are not the mind game, the cunning mind or shrewd mind or intelligent mind. Your terms are wisdom based, because you have wisdom now, so your terms would be wisdom based. When those terms are wisdom based, if somebody accepts that, that benefit both the partners in any way. If it is not wisdom based, it is selfish, it would not, this deal would not benefit both. One would be having more, one is less, so one would be feeling lacking, deficient, and one is having more, one is dominant, one is weak. So there is a struggle, there is suffering. The most beautiful thing, the strength, the most strongest strength of somebody is his awareness. So when my life turns in this way, you change your life, you change your things. Otherwise, you rely on others, you rely on time. Time would heal, time would change things, time would do this. But time is the most precious thing, my dear. If time would do, time doesn't give you the tenure or fixed dates or years that in this much time this thing will be done this way. Time is time, it can take any long. So the most precious thing, which is time, you are losing the maximum. Time makes you old. Time makes you weak. You lose your physical strength. So time is everything. And then I remain dependent that time will do, time will change, time will take its course. Why I can't take decision? Why you can't take decision? There are many decisions which are pending on time. Everybody, it is with everybody. Why we can't take decision? Because the decisions which give you surety and they give you that this is a right decision what I am taking, this conviction that comes from your wisdom. Without wisdom you will always delay your decision. You will not be able to take decision. Even you would take, you have fear that it is right or maybe it is wrong, you are fluctuating, you are not sure, or you would delay it, you will depend on time, you would seek advice, many advices, different advices. So you are losing the most precious thing. And once it is gone, you can't reverse. This is very well known. You can't reverse the time, it is gone. And there is no surety that time would take decision what you wish for. Maybe the bitter decision which you would take now, being daring, if you don't take, then after 10 years or 15 years, the same decision, the time takes for you. The decision is still the same. What you have lost? 10 years of life. Decision has not changed. It is today or 10 years after. You take it or time would take it. Your wisdom prepares your emotion. It shows you the bright side of life. The truth can't be compromised. And we all know the truth about any decisions, what I deserve, what kind of the person is, what I'm expecting from this, how this is still out of those weak emotions, out of those attachments and all. We have false hopes or we delay things keeping the false hopes. But that would not turn out to be what you are hoping, because the truth is something else and you know the truth, but I am giving time so that the truth can change and become what I wish for. The truth would not change. Truth never changes. It remains what it is today, it would be tomorrow. So when I remain in truth, when I exist myself in truth, I become a better, strong human being who lives life in a different way. And then you have a certain higher purpose of life that is also truth. Moksha is the truth because you merge back to the truth. Paramatma is truth. The Atma is your truth. So again, that fundamental truth you are merging back. So everything is about when I can differentiate what is truth, what is false, life becomes easy. Things would not change, they would go the way they are. You are changed. That's why it's always ridiculous and ironical when we try to change things, we try to change person, we expect that people should change, he should be the way I want him or her, or this situation should be, or time would change it. This is non-effective things. I have to change myself. This is what the most you can do. When you change yourself, your life is changed. And that cannot change by expecting only. Actions. Actions to raise the awareness, raise your Kundalini, doing constant, continuous march, moving in that line is a fundamental aspect of that. And once you experience that, then nobody can take it from you, because it is implanted in a way, it is rooted in a way that none of the world, none of your close, whoever, whatever close somebody is, cannot, whatever they deny, your conviction would not go away, because you know what it is. Therefore, I am individual in my spiritual life. I have no family, I have nobody, this and that. I am individual. My soul is individual. It has no relation with my this and this and this, no relation. It has only one relation with God, with Paramatma, with truth. They share only one relation. My mind and body share relation with everybody else. So when soul is experienced, the God can be experienced, because it's one and the same thing. If soul is not experienced, it is neglected, you are reluctant, then God cannot be experienced by any prayer or going to any temple or doing any kind of ritual. So this is the purpose. We are disciple and there is Guru. The Guru's purpose is only and only this, to make you experience your soul. And soul is truth. Once you are connected, you run your life in a different way. You are self-sufficient, self-dependent, very strong entity who are born with every asset, every strength. You are not lacking anything. You are not using that. You are dependent on people, dependent on books, dependent on this. You have to be independent. So this is life all about. Both ways, you see it that way, see it that way. Then play. Play in your life. So today, for this sadhana, this is again a tantric sadhana, not been offered just like this to anyone. This is one of the secret sadhana which you are receiving today. Very potent in both ways, for worldly affairs, for worldly needs, for all domains, as well as for your Kundalini awakening, for raising awareness, for your wisdom, for your soul. Because self-sacrifice, when she cuts the head, self-sacrifice. What it says, your head represents your ignorance, your head represents your ego. So that part is being cut off. So there is no restrictions, there is no hurdle anymore. So then there is a fountain of awareness. The blood is what? It's a energy. Blood is energy through which your body is running, is flowing all over your body. So the burst of energy, when you cut, it's a symbolical, but when you cut your head, what deity is doing, you are removing the ignorance, you are removing the ego, and making the way clear for your energy to rise upwards.